It is 11 o'clock, and we are continuing our breaking news coverage. Flames fill a northeast Philadelphia neighborhood after a small jet crashes near Roosevelt Boulevard. People who live in the area say their home shook on impact.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God, that's a plane!
I'm Yuki Washington. I want to thank Janelle Burrell also for helping us with our coverage this evening. Authorities tell us 6 people were on board, including a young child, a little girl that was a medical flight carrying 2 pilots, 2 doctors, a patient, and the mother of that patient, that little girl. Right now, there's no confirmation that anyone survived. The plane went down on Cottman Avenue near Roosevelt Mall. The debris field is extensive, spanning several blocks. Reports say multiple people on the ground are said to have been injured. Now take a look at this light green line in the middle of your screen. That's the small plane taking off from Northeast Airport bound for Springfield, Missouri. It was in the air for only minutes before it went down. And we're getting our first look at the plane. You can see the medical symbol right there on the piece of debris in the Roosevelt Mall parking lot. We have a team of reporters live near the scene of the crash tonight and in the newsroom as well, bringing you the very latest. Let's begin our coverage now with Kerri Corrado. Kerri?
Yuki, good evening. This was all hands on deck. The moment that plane went down, every firefighter, every police officer ran to help. And they have been here for hours, and they will continue to be here processing the scene. Police say this all happened in the area of the Roosevelt Mall at Roosevelt Boulevard and Cottman Avenue. We are told a medical plane was going from Philadelphia to Springfield, Missouri. It left the Northeast Philadelphia airport and not long after crashed into the neighborhood. The United States Secretary of Transportation said there were 6 people on the plane at the time of the crash. According to a statement from Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, the 6 people were 4 crew members, a pediatric patient, and a patient's escort. We are told the pediatric patient had just finished treatment in Philadelphia and was being taken back to Mexico. Witnesses describe the moment of impact like a fireball. They say their homes shook and many abandoned their cars and ran. Several homes and vehicles were impacted and debris and fire was everywhere. The FAA, the NTSB, the FBI, and other agencies are here. Here is what one witness said he saw.
I was just talking to my mom in the pull through right next to Dunkin' Donuts, and all of a sudden we just heard this whirring and then this crash, and it was an explosion right next to Dunkin' Donuts, and everyone just started screaming. My mom told me to back up, back up, back up.
The mayor says there is shelter at the Samuel Fells High School. The Red Cross has also been going around asking anyone if they were affected and where they can get help. I do want to highlight that many of the stories I've been hearing are neighbors helping neighbors. This community came together in times of tragedy. Yuki?
Neighbors helping neighbors. Kerri, thank you so much for your reporting tonight. CBS News Philadelphia, Siafa Lewis is also at the scene. Siafa, what can you tell us?
Yuki, we are here at Cottman and Bustleton, and such a surreal, horrible, tragic evening. When we first joined you tonight, shortly after 7 o'clock, the scene behind me was quite different. There was just a tremendous amount of fire trucks out here. The police presence was much greater than it is now. Obviously, things have died down substantially right now. One thing that I was struck by listening to Kerri and listening to all of the coverage tonight, the amount of people who asked me whether or not this was a terror attack. One person actually even asked me if the plane intentionally hit that house. Obviously, the investigation is ongoing. We do not believe that to be the case, but just something about the sign of the times that we live in. But we did speak to several people tonight. Here is one of them.
We were just driving around and came through the clouds pretty much just out of nowhere, and it just dive bombed straight to the ground. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was, it just lit up, you know, big mushroom cloud that you can see for a couple of seconds. Obviously, it caused a lot of damage. There's a lot of cops here and everything like that. But yeah, it's just out of this world, you know what I mean? You don't see that every day.
Thankfully, we do not see that every day. Another woman I spoke to mentioned the fact that the sky lit up, and she did not know that it was caused by a plane crash. So she was looking out and saying, oh, the sky looks so beautiful tonight. Of course, we now know that there was nothing beautiful about it. Sadly, Yuki, We'll send it back to you from here in the Northeast.
All right, Siafa, and thank you and your crew for your hustle tonight. Also, this Gustavo Chavez, Mr. Gustavo Chavez, who lives in the area, shared this video before any first responders got on the scene just moments after the jet crashed along Cottman Avenue. Look at the video. Some neighbors there describing this, once again, as a hell on earth. Now, when the call came, federal, state, and local authorities rushed to help. And the governor says the Commonwealth is behind Northeast Philadelphia 110%. Our Josh Sanders is at the scene where we heard from the governor and the mayor within the last hour or so. Josh?
Hey, good evening, Yuki. Yeah, it's a tragic story that continues to unfold 5 hours later. We are on the other side of Roosevelt Boulevard from where Siafa was. We just talked to Siafa Lewis. You could see the Macy's behind me, and obviously an all hands on deck mission right now to determine what happened, what occurred in this plane crashing here in Northeast Philly, those 6 souls on board, and right now we don't know how many people impacted on the ground, but we did hear from Mayor Sherrell Parker and Governor Josh Shapiro. Mayor Sherrell Parker saying that right now there's little information known, but they wanted to make sure that they got the appropriate information out, and she did share that those impacted here, there is shelter they can go to. I want you to take a listen to what she had to say along with Governor Josh Shapiro.
Samuel Fells High School, 5500 Langdon Street. If anyone has been impacted and you need shelter and support, it is readily available for you.
The mayor preaches about one Philly. She talks about a unified approach to governing every day. What you're seeing here is a unified response to an awful aviation disaster. For as awful as that aviation disaster was, tonight we also saw the best of Philly. We saw neighbor helping neighbor. We saw Pennsylvanians looking out for one another.
Looking out for one another. Governor Josh Shapiro has been in touch with Transportation Secretary Duffy. He says that Philadelphia has the full support of the Commonwealth and resources as they continue to determine what happened here. He shared that his thoughts and prayers are with those affected. Yuki?
Josh, you and the crew, thank you as well. President Trump posted on Truth Social tonight, so sad to see the plane go down in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. More innocent souls lost. Our people are totally engaged. First responders are already being given credit for doing a great job. More to follow. God bless you all. Images tonight are starting to capture the devastation of what happened. Alicia Roberts continues our coverage now. She's in our newsroom. Alicia?
Yuki, good evening. We know the medical plane that crashed was carrying 6 people. This image shows part of the plane broken and scattered that fell near the Roosevelt Mall. It is a daunting reality when you realize those on board were seeking to give and receive life-saving care as this tragedy happened. The second image shows debris that's scattered for blocks and blocks, just the chaos of it all. The fire from that crash also impacted several nearby row homes. Growing up in the area, you know how densely populated this Northeast region is and how this will forever change this community, as neighbors who saw the smoke nearby could only stand back and watch in disbelief. And Yuki, tonight, as more images continue to come out, the enormity of this disaster is just beginning to take shape, with still so many questions to be answered.
Alicia, thank you so much for your efforts tonight as well.